and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back to the channel, guys, to each and every one of you. And I am sat here right now full of joy. I have got a smile from ear to ear. That was incredible. That was absolutely mind-blowingly good from Barca. Genuinely, in that first half, I didn't know what I was watching. In fact, actually, I thought I'd gone back in time. I thought that I'd gone back to October. The Hansi Flick team, the Barca team that we saw destroy Bayern, then destroy Real Madrid. We ran it back, and this is how we move forward. What a display. 5 goals in our favour, and we're going to be talking today about the entire game. There's so much happened. There was refereeing controversy, big calls were made, big cards were given out. Of course, the second half was a real mess in many ways, but in the end, Real Madrid completely lost it. And I'm not only talking about the game, which they lost comfortably, but they lost their heads as well. And we're going to be talking about it all right here. So get ready. I hope that you are all smiling too. All together now. Let's do this. Because indeed, guys, even from the very beginning of the game, Hansi Flick had big calls to make, and he did, in the end, elect to start Wojciech Szczęsny there. And he basically said before the game that, look, Szczęsny started in the semi-final, so let's see this through. Let's give him an opportunity in the final here up against Real Madrid. It was a big call, but I think it was one really that he had to make. He had to give Szczęsny this chance, and of course in the end, didn't all work out perfectly. There were a few bumps in the road, but hey, this was the team that we started with. It is what worked so well in the semi-final, and let's be honest, guys, in terms of that 11, they were outstanding yet again. They are proving time and time again now they are the leading players of this team. They pick themselves at times, and today, in the biggest game of the year so far, they didn't let us down again. Because you've got to say, from Barca's point of view, guys, the way we even started this game, that was a really encouraging thing for me here. The way that we came out, we enjoyed, we embraced the occasion, a final against Real Madrid. I think we all saw it as an opportunity. We weren't daunted by that. And the way we started was outstanding. Lamine Yamal, even after just 1 minute of the game there, very nearly opened the scoring. Cutting in on that left foot, he was incredibly dangerous today, wasn't he, Yamal? Every single time that he was picking up the ball, Real Madrid, they didn't know how to deal with him. They didn't know exactly who should be picking him up at any given time. He was always in space, always finding pockets here, and Courtois early on had to deny him low down to the right-hand side there. Very nearly ended up bottom corner, and then we had another chance straight after that one. Gavi it was with the cross, and Raphinha coming in with his head, and it wasn't the last time that we were going to see that in this game there. Again, a really powerful header down on goal, and it was Courtois yet again. If it wasn't for him, Real Madrid there could have been 2-0 down just minutes into this game. But, and this was the problem, and this is where all the alarm bells started going for us Barcelona fans, we didn't score in those moments. We had chances there in the early exchange in the game. We didn't score, and we'd seen this played out so many games before where we had chances, we had momentum, but then Real Madrid hit us on the counter-attack, hit us hard. There is a suspicion of a foul there from Vinicius Jr. there on Marc Casado. You know, you can debate that one in the comments whether it was or wasn't a foul, but once Mbappe gets the ball, I mean, we don't really do enough there. He's allowed to run and run and run, make up so much ground. We know that he can do that with ease. We know this is really where he's at his best. You know, when there's space opening up, he does really, really well. Moves away from Barca, finishes across goal, and Real Madrid have the lead. And I think in that moment, Mbappe, you saw the big exuberant celebration. It was almost as though, I'm here now. Don't panic. Don't worry. I've got the goal. We're going to be okay. And I think Real Madrid almost maybe relaxed then. But what I loved about Barca here is that they thought, okay, it's not ideal, you know, it's not good that we conceded, but their heads never dropped. Now that is really important. Looking at our season, looking at the way we want things to go here under Hansi Flick, we need that mentality again. We need to be able to roll with these punches. We went behind, but boy did we hit back. And there was absolutely nothing, I repeat, nothing that was going to stop us from getting that win tonight. And you know the man who kicks it all off? Of course it has to be Yamal. But first of all, guys, we have to give credit. We have to give real credit here to Robert Lewandowski. You know, the way that he actually plays his part in this goal, he's instrumental because he drops deep. What he does there, he brings Rudiger out with him there. He brings Rudiger into a position where he doesn't want to be. You know, he doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want to follow Lewandowski in, and he probably doesn't think that Lewandowski is dangerous here. But he makes a brilliant pass, you've got to say, in behind there, cutting it in to Lamine Yamal. And then he's got space to really run into and cause problems. And what Yamal does next, it's next level. It is absolute genius, this goal there. The way that he takes the ball on, he's really doing it all in his own time. And look at when he strikes this ball. He is heading in the opposite direction. He is going away from goal, and yet he finishes it in the other corner. And yet, not with real power. You know, he doesn't smash the ball. He passes the ball into the back of the net. Now, there's only one other player that springs to mind there when you look at that whole move, cutting in, making his way into the penalty area, effortless, gliding past defenders, and passing the ball into the back of the net. Who does that remind you of? You know, I won't say the name, but it's incredibly high praise. Let me just tell you that there. Yamal with a wonderful opening goal for Barca, and I love the celebration too there. He has been pulling out some beautiful celebrations in recent times. Yamal enjoying his football, enjoying this moment with the Barcelona fans, and that was a massive goal, massive goal to get us right back in the game. However, guys, at that point though, we did have a bit of a problem that we needed to deal with. And today, we did have a few obstacles that we needed to overcome. You know, Inigo Martinez here goes down injured. We know how instrumental he's been this season, how consistent he's been at the heart of our defence. And there, having to remove him in the first half through injury, it's not ideal for us. You know, Araujo comes on, and of course we know all about his future right now. We all know about the rumours that have been swirling around. I didn't expect him really to be involved today, but he was forced to come on there. So Barca had to overcome adversity today. Lots of moments where maybe we didn't plan for it, but we made the best of the situation here. And up next, it's a clear penalty. You know, there's no doubt about that here. And I actually can't believe this had to go to VAR. I mean, that's extraordinary. Gil Manzano doesn't see Camavinga just take Gavi out. It's as simple as that there. The ball is high. He goes in really high with his studs up, and he makes a clear contact with Gavi. Why on earth was that not given on the field there? Luckily it went to VAR. Luckily we got the decision in the end. And then of course you're looking to Robert Lewandowski. We said before the game, look, he's got to finish those chances. If a chance comes his way, he has to make sure he takes it. And this penalty, it was absolutely perfect there. Big pressure on the moment, 1-1 in the game. He steps up and dispatches it past Courtois, which isn't easy, by the way. You know, Courtois, top goalkeeper, makes many fantastic saves. So to beat him there from the penalty spot, really well done from Robert Lewandowski. But guys, the third goal from Barca, I mean, I was shell-shocked. You know, I'm a Barca fan. I'm a massive Barca fan. And even I was flabbergasted. You know, I did not see it coming. You know, it was incredibly fast the way that it all happened. If I was a Real Madrid fan, that probably would have knocked me on the floor. I mean, the way that this move happens, it's unreal here. Koundé on the right-hand side. The pass that he plays over to Raphinha, it's a bullet ball there, right in behind the Real Madrid back four. It's a wonderful pass into a perfect area. And Raphinha then, it's all a million miles an hour. He's on the end of it. He is powering a header past Courtois. They don't even see it coming. Courtois sees that ball fly past him into the net. It is an outrageous goal from Barca, and I love the speed of play. You know, this is what we've been missing in recent weeks, guys. When maybe the energy has been down, when the intensity hasn't been as high from Barca, we haven't been moving the ball with this kind of pace, you know, with this kind of electricity in the final third. This is what we're looking for here. What a move from Barca. It's 3-1 before Real Madrid even know what's hit them. What a goal, and what a moment for us. And I did have to say, guys, I was quite enjoying right throughout the game, and we're going to talk about it later as well. The cameraman inside the stadium really enjoying putting a few images there on the big screen, and we did have a camera panning there after that third Barca goal to the presidential area. I think it was probably a good job today that Joan Laporta and Florentino Perez, they were quite nicely separated. That was a really nice touch there, and probably for the best given how the game went. And Laporta, we know this week, has been in a really feisty mood. He just seemed to be trying to keep himself in the best possible behaviour though today. And I would also like to point out, before we talk about the fourth goal, what happened here? Because Lamine Yamal beats Camavinga, who, let me say, is on a yellow card at this point in the game. He beats him in a dangerous area. Camavinga, with no intent bent on playing the ball. Absolutely no regard for the ball at all. He grabs Yamal with both arms, and it's a pull of the shirt. Now, in every other instance I've pretty much ever seen, that is a stonewall yellow card. It is a guaranteed yellow. If you pull a shirt, if you pull back a player without any attempt to play the ball, it's a clear yellow card. Now, that has to be a second yellow. There is no ifs, there is no buts, there is no maybes. Camavinga, before half-time, should have been sent off. And of course, he was not. Did we care, though? Were we hanging around to argue about that? We actually weren't, because we were up the other end, scoring our 4th goal of the game, and it all came from Real Madrid's own corner. They take a short corner, make an absolute mess of it. Yamal starts toying with them. Raphinha's on the break. He leaves Valverde, by the way, on the floor. Hope he's okay down there. And then Balde takes over. He is steamrolling his way into the Real Madrid penalty area, dispatches it past Courtois like he's a pure number 9, and it's 4. I repeat, 4 for Barca before half-time against Real Madrid, guys. And I actually thought Balde was really impressive there, especially going forward in that first half. That's where I want to see him, using that pace there, having all of that energy, and just being desperate to get involved. He was always there in support. He was giving us a real outlet on that left-hand side. We targeted Vasquez with absolutely everything we had. And what a half of football. What finishing from Barca. I mean, the clinical touch in front of goal. What are they doing? What are they doing differently here that we haven't seen in recent weeks? Whatever it is, please keep doing it. What goals? What precision? What magic? And then the second half, well, that was absolutely mental. Because indeed, guys, if we are being completely honest with ourselves, as Barca fans here, even at 4-1 going in at half-time and then coming out for the second, there was kind of a feeling of, okay, it is brilliant, it is incredible, but the game is not actually done yet. Real Madrid are still a very dangerous team. They've still got lots of attacking players on the field that can cause problems. So the game was not over. I think already in the second half then, Rodrigo comes out, smacks one straight against our post, very early on in the second half there. So we were given a quick reminder that, okay, you've got to stay in the game. You've got to stay nice and focused here. Rodrigo was very, very influential for Real Madrid at the start of that second half, and they were still there, and they were still waiting. But that's the thing, because so were we. Because even then, early on in the second half, we have a scare, we have a nervy kind of moment. What do? We are straight up the other end. Raphinha's lurking on the halfway line, waiting for an opportunity, just waiting to be played in behind. And we do. We feed him. We give him the ball. And he is away. And what I love about this goal is, he gets away from Real Madrid. He's in there, into the penalty area. He gets caught. Real Madrid get back. They get numbers back inside the area. Raphinha thinks, I don't care. I actually don't care. I'm going to cut back on my left foot, little dribble there, and he just smashes it on his left into the bottom corner. And again, I'm getting flashbacks here of that game against Bayern, whereby, particularly Raphinha, everything he touched turned to gold. Every moment he had in front of goal, every shot that he took, it flew into the back of the net. And that is exactly what happened here. Barca were absolutely irresistible in front of goal tonight. It was a joy to behold. And let me also say, we would have scored more. I am absolutely sure tonight, guys, and maybe that's a slight frustration, although let's be honest, we scored 5. We've got to be happy with that. 5 is great against Real Madrid. But I really believe he would have scored more. If it wasn't then for the red card for Szczęsny, which obviously it's a mistake. It is not an ideal play here, and I am very, very glad that it didn't come back to haunt us in any way, because we lose possession in a bad area, one ball in behind, Mbappe is in, takes it round Szczęsny. Now, Szczęsny flies out of his goal. He's a split second too late on the challenge, just about brings Mbappe down, and of course he's then sent off for his trouble. So Szczęsny tonight, not the ideal game that he would have wanted, but hey, we won in the end, so it's all good. It's all smiles, no need to worry about that too much. But we were then left in a situation. We had 35 minutes plus the extra time, so more like 45 minutes in some ways there, with 10 men. It's a long time. We did well there, I think. We were very, very disciplined in the way we went about things, and I think Flick deserves credit there, because he chose to bring off Gavi and Lamine Yamal. Now, those are big calls to make at that stage of the game. 2 very influential players, 2 of your best players out there. He brings them off. And I think he deserves real credit for that, because you know what? We still need to take care of Yamal. Doesn't matter if it's a final, doesn't matter if it's against Real Madrid. We have to make sure we are putting his health and his fitness first. I am glad that Yamal was withdrawn there. Gavi actually comes off for Olmo. Yamal comes off so that Peña can come on. Peña came on, by the way, did very, very well. Credit to him again. He wouldn't have expected to come on here, so he did really, really well in the circumstances. On the free kick, though, following the red card, he does get beaten, and it's goalkeeper side from the free kick, which is never ideal. When you see that there, you want it to go over the wall, and if it has to, not really want to be beaten on the goalkeeper's side. So that wasn't really good. And also then, it made the red card pointless. Szczęsny came out of his goal, took a red card, and they scored from the free kick anyway. So it was all like, okay, this is a nightmare 5 minutes, let's just forget it. And what happened then is that Real Madrid, they were just furious. They didn't know what to do. They couldn't score, they couldn't break through, they kept conceding chances to a 10-man Barcelona, and then they just started kicking people. I think they got away tonight with so much. Gil Manzano let them get away with everything because there's an awful tackle, terrible tackle from Vinicius here on Jules Koundé. That's a shocker, by the way. He goes right down the back there, right down the Achilles of Jules Koundé. That could easily be a straight red card. It could easily be a red card there for Vinicius. Obviously, not given. You got a really bad tackle too on Dani Olmo throughout the game. You got Pedri going down as well. And that's why, as the closing stage of the game came, Raphinha on the sidelines, he went off after about 80 minutes. He ran himself into the ground. He couldn't contain himself. He was absolutely fuming there. Lewandowski got took out. The challenges were really, really raining down hard on Barca from Real Madrid, and they got away with pretty much all of them. It was absolutely unacceptable. They'd lost their heads. But hey, they had conceded 5 goals. I don't really know what that feels like against Real Madrid, but I would imagine that it doesn't actually feel that good. But hey, they could probably tell us more. But then what we saw, which was lovely, I really did love this moment here. On the big screen, like I say, the camera, the director, he was having a load of fun in this game. And the fans inside the stadium, they were loving it. Laporta goes on the screen, big cheers around the stadium, everybody loving Joan Laporta tonight. And then the camera switches the image immediately to Vinicius on the bench looking very, very glum, and the score there at 5-2. And then the crowd really start booing. It was pure entertainment, it really was. This is the stuff of dreams right here. And honestly, guys, Vinicius, he went off after 78 minutes or so. Was he on the pitch that long? Genuinely, I'm not even being funny here. I genuinely barely saw Vinicius tonight. Really, really ineffective game from him, you'd have to say. And I thought tonight, if you're looking at one Real Madrid player who was particularly poor, Tchouaméni, he was absolutely dreadful. I don't want to talk too much about the opposition here, but he had a nightmare game tonight. We really did target him, and to great effect. Barca got a lot of joy from that. And again, you've got to credit Hansi Flick. He came with a game plan, came with a clear idea of what we needed to do to win. And boy, did we do it. 5-2. What a win. We lift the trophy. Flick's first trophy. He has an incredible record, by the way, in cup finals. That continues here today. And I'm just loving it. Loving the feeling. Loving again Barca. Watching them play like this. It brings a smile to all of our faces, and all that I'll say is, long may it go on. This is what we can do. This is the team that we are. These are the players that we have. Let's see more of this. Let's keep it going now. And do not let the others back in. We know that we can come out on top in these games, in the title race, in Europe as well. Let's not stop here, and let's build on this very special night, on this very, very special win. So please, guys, do leave all of your thoughts, do leave all of your reactions, every emotion, every feeling that you have inside of you right now. Let me know it all in the comments down below. I will be back with all of you guys very soon for more reaction, of course, to this special night. Thank you indeed to all of you for the great support. But until next time, as always, Vejska, El Barça.